I want to thank Sinne for letting me use her beautiful rendition of the song, Windmills of Your Mind. Please check out her music at sinnemusic.com. In this video, I talk about some thing, then I touch a thing, then have a heart attack about some other thing, and show you one beautiful thing. This is not a MacPro. This is a PC, one that which I built a few months ago. It's very powerful and very dusty, but I'm very fond of it. And if you were to peek in here, you will find that the insides are arranged roughly in the same manner as most desktops today. Allow me to be boring for a minute here, okay? This is amazing. What it is that it's a room heater. And what it does is that it converts electricity into heat. Very useful if you live in a cold place like Canada. Up here, nothing to see here, it's just a useless component. Let's move along. This is marvelous. This is your computer's short-term memory, or RAM. And as you can see, I've left gaps here in the middle, which I can later fill by downloading some more RAM from the internet. Down here is where I store my super secret kernel recipes, which I hacked from the KFC mainframe. Back here is where I store my extra special pornography, the ball and chain kind. This is the power cord, like the one Iron Man has on his chest, which is needed to power all the components. And all of these components are connected to each other using this, the matrix. Now imagine taking all of these massive components and shoving them inside a food blender.
Round like a circle in a spiral, like a wheel within a wheel, never ending or beginning on an ever spinning wheel, like a snowball down a mountain or a carnival balloon, like a carousel that's turning, running rings around the moon, like a clock whose hands are sweeping past the minutes of its face, and the world is like an apple whirling silently in space, like the circles that you find in the windmills of your mind.
Everything you need has been shoved into this little cylinder. Here are not one, but two room heaters. The useless component, the processor, is buried somewhere deep in here, probably because it's useless. The memory is here, with again space to download some more. The treasure trove of pornography is here. Iron Man's power cord is down here. And this is the matrix board that connects everything together. All of this comes enclosed in a gorgeous aluminium chassis, which is Greenpeace approved, eco-friendly, polar bear friendly, and ozone layer friendly. Probably. And it has a fat repellent coating on it, which means filthy peasants aren't able to leave their fingerprints all over that gorgeous aluminium chassis, which they inevitably will when they try to touch it. And it comes with this manual that you'll never read, a power cord, some styrofoam, and these stickers, which you will put on the back of your car to tell everybody that you are a Mac enthusiast. You might be wondering, why have I suddenly decided to talk about a computer which is now more than 3 years old? Well, there's a very good reason for that, because this computer comes from a line of products made by Apple, which sees changes and upgrades once every 3,000 years. It's true. There are ancient hieroglyphics of the very first MacPro found recently in Egypt. Despite it being 3,000 years old, it has a very modern design. It has its air intakes on the bottom here, where it sucks in air that is cool and crisp, and swirls it around in here, which it then throws out from the top through its massive poop chute. At the back, it has several ports to plug in many things, all of which are labeled correctly for when you can see, and illuminated for when you can't. So why doesn't everyone have one? Why didn't one of the three wise men from the East bestow the sweet baby Jesus with a Mac Pro? That's because this computer would make the baby Jesus cry. Well, for starters, the pricing is completely wrong. There's no other way of saying this, but you have to sell your firstborn child in order to get your hands on one of these. And even though the model that I bought is refurbished, it still cost me 3,000 Canuck coins. And that's 50 million Vietnamese dong. And I haven't even gotten to the options list yet. If you want to go from a 6-core processor to an 8-core processor, it's almost $1,000. If you want to double your memory from 16 gigs to 32 gigs of ECC error correcting memory, it's $480. 480 what? Dollars? You need to error correct your head if you want to spend $480 on 16 gigs of memory! And then there's the issue of uneven heating. Apple themselves have said that the design of Mac Pro doesn't lend itself to very good heat dissipation. This single triangular heatsink is responsible for dissipating heat from 3 different sources: the processor and the 2 different video cards. And they just don't heat up at the same rate as each other, so the heat balance is completely thrown off. It's kind of like me trying to barbecue a sausage. It's burnt on one side and E. coli on the other. But guess what? I don't care. It's a very serious machine made for serious professionals. Which is exactly why the Mac Pro is built like a cage animal. It has 2 very high-end video cards. Now, these are not your average run-of-the-mill gaming type cards either. These are your big boy workstation cards to help you edit those hefty 4K videos. And its processor can be configured with 6, 8, or even 12 cores. A modern-day necessity if you want to edit, encode, or render anything these days. It even has a special type of memory called Error Correcting Code Memory, or ECC, and is designed to be extremely reliable. The same memory goes into mission-critical servers that are responsible for storing your emails, streaming all your favorite TV shows, sharing all your Instagrammers, and leaking all your WikiLeaks. Sadly though, the Mac Pro has long been forgotten, left behind by the very people who once had a vested interest in its existence, only because they're too busy creating things like this, so that it's easier for your grandpa to post racist memes on Facebook, or busy buying brands like this, so that some idiot can heighten their sense of self-worth, or busy forcing this down everybody's throats. Whatever this thing is. I know that just like any business, Apple has a duty to its customers and shareholders to focus on things that sell the most. But, as of May 2017, it has been well over 1,000 days, full 3 years, since Apple has even changed, updated, or even batted an eye in the Mac Pro's direction. The longest time gap in its history. Which means all that amazing hardware I just talked about is now old. The Mac Pro is trying to battle the newer and much more powerful hardware available today, a battle which it is losing very badly. And this makes me sad because even though I cannot in good conscience recommend this as a purchase for an everyday user, I would be lying to you if I didn't admit that I would love to wake up every single day to see this beautiful machine perched on top of my desk. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, feed the poor, like the video and whatnot. And if you want to watch more, don't forget to check out my build video for the PC I mentioned in the beginning. Thanks for watching.